Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bob Randall and Company Live Previous Show, episode 29, August 28th, 2023. And as my co host always has to say, thank goodness it's Monday. Hello, Santa Randall Checker Lee.
Hey, great to see everybody. That's right, TGIM, everybody. Thank goodness it's Monday. I get to get some sleep. Ooh, great seeing everybody. Hi, Bob, Angela. Good to see everybody. And everybody's joined us already. Welcome to Monday. Can't believe it's Monday already.
Big crowd already joining us. That's
Crazy.
right. And, I know you had a busy weekend. So, it's we were just talking about how quick this month has gone by, and it's just crazy. It's crazy how quick this year has gone by. It just I don't know, man. If it gets any faster, we're going to have to figure out some way to build a machine to turn time back a little bit, slow time
Yeah.
down.
I remember when you were a kid, summers went by fast, but then the winters went by very slow. Now it seems
Yeah,
like the whole year goes by fast. There's not that variation anymore. It's just, man, and it's the worst thing is we're getting older that way so much faster, you know?
there was some
Wow, we're
truth
getting
to the
older
old
so
saying.
much faster that way.
Yeah, there's some truth to the old saying, as slow as Christmas, I guess. It did. It seemed like a year as a child was such a long period of time, and the older you get, the faster it seems to compress itself, and you blink a couple of times, and summer's over with, and winter's here, and it's just it's hard to believe. It really is.
It's crazy.
Definitely hard to believe. So, speaking of weather and winter, I know you had some crazy stuff going on up here. You and I were talking in the green room. Poor Melissa Lynn sent a mail. She left Arkansas where there's a probability of tornadoes 12 months out of the year, moved to Michigan, and no more got there. And you guys had, what, seven
We
confirmed
had
tornadoes in Michigan?
seven-sided tornadoes in Michigan the other day. I mean, that hasn't happened in. I think Mel just brought them along in her U-Haul or something. I don't know, because we've never had seven tornadoes in the state like within one storm. Of course, it was across the state, but still, that's more than I could ever remember in my. I mean, we've had tornadoes, but nothing. And then, of course, there was some people without power for 5 6 days, and I don't know if it's that long, but quite a while. So it's I don't know, but it's crazy. It's been, of course, beautiful today, man. Blue skies. It was got down to 61 last night to sleep, and 70 something today. So I love that fall. I really do. I love this fall weather. It's not fall
Yeah,
yet though,
me
but
too. Me too. Been waiting on it to cool down. Of course, I guess the first thing we should say is to tell Mail to pack those doggone tornadoes up and send them back to Arkansas where they came
come
from.
back
And,
down south.
we don't want to see tornadoes anywhere, but,
No,
it's
no.
pretty commonplace in what they used to consider the tornado belt, which is now expanded all into the deep south. Weather patterns have changed over time. But, you know, a big cloud comes up here in north central Texas, and we start looking really quick because you never know. And speaking of, we had what they term as cold front moved through here yesterday, which has been pleasant today. It's sunshiny, not hardly a cloud in the
Did you make
sky.
snowballs? Did you make snowballs? Did you?
Yeah,
Not
they would
yet.
still
Okay.
melt within moments. It's 91, and that's a far cry from the 109 we had almost every day last week. So that was a high, of course, that usually falls around 4 p.m. between 3 and 4 each afternoon. So we're expected to get up to the upper 90s today, which is still 10 to 12 degrees cooler than where we've been, and taking into consideration that heat index factor, from the humidity. It feels quite a bit different today, and for me that's always a sign winds of change and changes on the horizon, and we're ready now. They are forecasting a few more 100-degree days here towards the end of the week and the weekend, but then after that, it looks like we may be out of all that finally. We're just been breaking records after records every day for all-time high. Just we're done with it. We're over it.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
ready
sure.
to
Have,
move
have you
on
gotten
to
any
fall.
rain yet too, or are you still dry?
Now, it has rained some a couple of days here in North Texas, in and around the Metroplex. We did, for the first time in 44 days, got sprinkles yesterday, just enough that you looked out. The concrete was beginning to change a little bit of a darker color, and you could see water beating up on the cars. But that was it, short lived, just a few moments, and it was gone. But hey, it's either feast or famine here for some reason. Early in the year, we had a lot. late in the year we've had hardly none, and hopefully by the time things do start to change here, we'll get some precipitation here. Now they're calling for uh, egg probability. The Farmer's Almanac and a couple of the guys I watch on YouTube that are really good at forecasting long term say that this area all in the south is looking for above average snowfall this year, 8+ inch possibility. So
I
that's okay. Again, it only sticks around a day or two and it's gone, and we're happy with that.
that almanac, I don't really understand how they wrote it 40, 50, how many ever years ago, and how they can predict the weather range. Because now, I mean, I don't, I think it's cool as can be, but I don't know how they could have done that. And a lot
I
of
know it's
times it's pretty accurate.
pretty phenomenal for sure. But stop thinking about modern day computers and the artificial intelligence and all the things that we have going on in the world today. Just for them to forecast 3 or 4 days out and get it almost 100% right now, where when we were children, you couldn't trust the forecast past 5 minutes. And so they have made big leaps and bounds in modern technology when it comes to forecasting and looking at it. You can look out 10, 12, 15, 16, 18 days, and they're pretty close on it. But those models, they take several models, run them through, and find a consensus, and that's what they go with. And hey, I'm surprised that it's that accurate, because it's a big, like I say, a big cry from what we grew up knowing on our local weathercast that lasted maybe 5 minutes and it was already outdated. So
That was always fun when I was a kid. I always wanted to be a weathercast because, like, hey, I can be wrong. I can only 50% of the time. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get fired. You do your job 50%. You're going to be fired at most every other job. But man, I want to be a weathercaster. I only have to do
that's
my job
exactly
50%. I don't do 100% of it was always a joke when we were young. Yeah, it's the kind of job I want, but
that's
oh
exactly
well, it
true.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but you know what does happen every Monday here on the Bob Randall
Really?
and Company Live Preview Show? We get to see that big old burger. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's
Let's
let's do
feast
something,
on that.
brother,
Like you
because
said, let's
we
feast
we
or
have
famine.
something to talk about. So let's do that.
Something to
All right, something burger hot topics today. We always have two for you. Randy always gets to go first because he's the king of questions. And does he have a good one for you
I
today?
don't know about the game questions, but I got some questions because it is getting so close to the holiday. I mean, it's most people start the first week in November probably, 68 days. That's it. I mean, some even start in October, of course, for things. So something, just these are some questions that are basic questions. Um, Santas, do you wear white gloves, red gloves, or green gloves? What do you prefer and why? I mean, I use white and green, but I'd never use red. Um, and do you wear any kind of adornment on your belt? Do you wear anything like your keys, your things like that? Do you put, or would you rather just wear a belt and your hat? Do you have an adornment on your hat? Do you like holly? Do you like snowflake? What is it? Do you don't put something on your hat? Or Mrs. Claus, do you put a nice fancy little puff on top of your hat you're wearing, or wear a fancy hat? Or Mrs. Claus's, do you even wear gloves? Some Mrs. Claus, you wear red or green or white gloves, and of course the belts. Do you like to have things hanging? Some guys don't like things hanging from their belts, especially when they're sitting in the chair a long time. So how about you, Bob? What are those three questions for you? Hat, belt, and
Well, let's start with the latter, the belt. I do have one of Stephen Arnold's toys for Santa. Magic keys is what I'm trying to say that hangs. I wear it some, not as much as I used to. Where again, sitting in a chair, it kind of becomes a problem. You have to always watch out not to sit on it or keep the children from getting on it. So I've kind of, don't use it as much as I used to. Still do on selective days. Belt, same belt I've had for a number of years, a Gregwood belt. It just gets so many compliments on it. I love it so much. It fits well. It costs a lot of money, so I just stuck with the one belt. Buckles, I have I think seven different buckles. Of course, once I bought the Santa by Parker buckle last year, the rodeo style Santa buckle. That's the only one that I've had on since then. And hat adornments. Mrs. Claus, my wife, Carol, makes really cool miniature antlers with small pine cones and all kinds of greenery and stuff on them that go on the hat. Uh, I don't wear the hat a whole lot at the mall. Inside, hot, sweaty, constantly
Oh,
having to mess with the pom pom because it's either getting caught by the children putting their arms on you, or
yeah.
you're just all the time adjusting on it. So they allow me to take the hat off and casual down a little bit. So don't wear it at the mall. Now, all my other outside events that I do, I always wear it if I can. The only one excluded of that is the 5K Santa color run that we do. It's outdoors, it's windy, and normally I'm dressed in a Coca-Cola jogging suit as Santa because of it being in color run in the winter. She looked cool on that day. But yeah,
Really?
as far as gloves go, white only.
Very cool. Wow, great, great, great. We got Bart. Hey, Bart, we got so many great people on here today. Connie and Jackie and Sean and Bart and Ted and Doug and we got AJ. Hey, AJ, let's start at the top here. Dun, 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 dun.
Rex, Ron,
There we go. Bart says he uses white, and white is probably the most, definitely the most to go. And to be honest with you, I bought those new ones from Spangle, the ones that go up to the wrist, because I used to always wear a turtleneck underneath. So my sleeve went up to here, and I always pulled my gloves down. Now I'm not gonna have to wear a turtleneck underneath there to keep my arms covered. So I that's gonna be not gonna be as warm this year. Um, Doug says white gloves only, and he says he only uses a key on the belt. So just one basic adornment. Same thing. I usually have a whistle and a key, and then sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I have a small pouch that'll keep my keys on me. Just my personal keys. So I don't like them in my pockets because to me the children sit on them when they're in my pants pocket. So and then if I sometimes my phone in there, but I usually leave the phone when I'm changing it. AJ, he likes the holly pin on his hat, white gloves. Um, Bart also says an adornment on his hat. Belt is plain but a custom. See, that's what's cool. Like, I'm sure Bart's referring to those gorgeous stamped belts or colored. The says Santa in the little man. They're amazing. Mine's just black. I have one that's got some stamping on it, but it's all black. That kind of makes you adornment on the belt anyway when it's all stamped like that. Um, Ray says I wear red or green in a parade because of the contrast. And see, again, that's when I usually wear green is in a parade. So my hand shows a little bit more in green in a parade. I've done green. I've never worn red because I could never seem to get the red to match the suit. So I always thought it looked a little different. The green works. Um, Facebook user is it says white gloves or no gloves. That could be I'm not sure who that is. White gloves or no gloves. That is actually Bob Churchwell. Hi Bob. White gloves or no gloves. Charlie Johnson, white gloves, and then green mittens over the gloves when working outside. Cool idea.
yeah,
And they're definitely very, especially in a parade, they're very showy, and of course, they're twice as big than when they're padded with a glove underneath. Um, on my belt, I have a ring, keys, pouch for trinkets, phone, etc. See, I guess that's the necessities. That's why I have the small pouch. In fact, that's just the size of my small pouch. It's just a regular, just clips on one of the clips you buy, and it's not very big at all for my belt. And I had a big one once. It was a medieval, and it was just too big. It just would seem like it would always hit the chairs. But this one is just I can slide it one way or the other out of the way, and it's just big enough to have the key and the phone fit in there. Hey Ben, Rex, how are you? Sorry, I hit the wrong key. Are you a little off key today, Rex? Is that the problem? You're singing today? You're a little off key? I don't know. I knew you're a singer, but and Mr. Ben, white gloves all the time, every time. I think it looks sharp. It does. I mean, it does stand out. There's no doubt about it. My hat has bling, holly leaf thing. My belt has a key loop with magic key, belt loop, the pouch, white feather, phone, keys, and keys to the ram sleigh. Okay, yeah, keys so you can go home. But yeah, so you're keeping your essentials on you, and that's all the time. Hi, Ron. Hey, good to see you, Ron. White leather gloves. When an event is outside. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how. Have you ever worn leather gloves, Bob? Inside, are they? I've never really worn leather gloves inside. How do they work? Are they that much hotter?
Have not either, Randy, to be honest with you. Now, Spangle, has the new ones that has SC on them,
Right. I mean, I
and
bought
they're
a
pretty
pair a year
popular. So
ago, but I've never
I'm
worn them
sure there are some
inside.
guys that have those and have worn them that maybe can tell us in the comments.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. I've got red, green, white fur cuffs, um, striped mittens, and fingerless. See, for Mrs. Claus's different reasons, especially fingerless, I think it looks kind of cool with just the tips showing on Mrs. Claus, and then she can definitely do things besides. Very neat. Um,
She says girls just want to have
have
fun.
fun. Uh, we'll talk about that on a different late night show. Okay, Jackie. Um, X-ray again. X-ray. I wear red green in the parade because of the contrast, well against the white fur, and that can be a lot to do with. That's why I usually wear the green, so the fur shows in a parade, but not during a regular gig. Um, I wear white in the chair for pictures. I have my key in my belt. Next Facebook user is that's Rex Ray. I'm not sure. White gloves that must have more items than Batman and utility belt. That's got to be Scott Parker if that's that the way that sounds.
Yeah.
With that line, it's got to be Scott Parker. He's got more stuff on his belt than Batman does. Um, you know what, Scott? I used to do the same thing until the stuff kept on. I used to have my bell, a set of bells hanging there, and keys and whistles, and oh man, it was crazy. Um, Diane, how are you? Good to see you. Bart says, I wear a turtleneck. It helps the beard and neck color contrast. Neck color contrast. I understand why you wear a turtleneck. Does it give you more fullness look? Is that what you're trying to say, Bart? I'm not. I apologize. I'm not sure um, on that one. But yeah, I wore turtlenecks for years just because I didn't want my arms to show. I never want any of the hair on my arm, so the skin to show. So, but now with those long gloves, I don't mess with it anymore. Next Facebook user is belt bag keys, antler whistle. See, I think the children, I love my antler whistle.
That's
The
Ernie
children always ask about it. It's so cool. They wonder, what is, oh, it's an antler whistle. And of course, if it whistles, it's even cooler. Holly pin on bling for the hat, and custom stamped belt. Oh, thumbs up to a custom stamped belt. Next Facebook user,
That is Randy Neely.
Randy Neely.
Here
Hi,
in North
Randy.
Texas
Good
with
to see
me.
you.
Yeah.
White gloves with the SC on the red. Yeah, from Spangle. They are beautiful gloves. I've got those nice, cool cuffs that come, and same thing. You're not really going to show your arm, which is something. I bought the I think they're called compression sleeves once. Um, that it just covers from here to here, and they just slide over, and you can buy them in white. And I bought those when I was actually doing a lot of virtual, and they really worked good. Um, White gloves with SC. Okay, got that one. Also had some acrylic lightweight keys made.
It's
Really?
Ernie.
Acrylic?
So again, Ernie.
Ernie, wow. A plastic key. They're acrylic. They're probably pretty durable, and they're definitely don't hang and clang like they do. Um, AJ says he has the embroidered glove too. Rex Ray says my leather gloves are for outside only. They don't work on the inside. Too hot. Not good for turning the pages, holding small items. I guess I don't know if I should say this, but I take my
Good
gloves
point.
off when I know I'm going to read a story on the inside. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I take my gloves off, or at least the one to read. Uh, uh, yes, Bart says, yeah, fuller look. Oh, I see, fuller look for the turtleneck. Thanks, Bart, for the clarification. Ron, definitely on the photo session. I may or may not wear white cotton gloves. Toy workshop or bacon with Santa. Yeah, there's certain times we're not going to. We're going to want our hands if we're doing a baking thing. It looks kind of funny unless we're really just posing with a tray or something. Sometimes you're not going to use your gloves for that, but for again, that would be a photographer deciding how she wants the look to be anyway. So next one, now he tells us we have been shaving. That's got to be Scott Parker again. Now he tells us instead of shaving our arms. Sorry,
Right,
yeah, that's
Parker.
yeah, it has to be with that comment. Good, 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 good. Um, hello, y'all. Happy Meatloaf Monday. Boy, what's the and then next, Rex Ray get the white gloves from Spangle with the grippers dots and turn it pages. Oh yeah, the little or they say I guess they say just take not super glue hot glue and you can just put little dots. They say that does work. Just use the hot glue. Just put little just a couple is all you need. They say that works. I'll be honest with you, I've never done it yet, but that's what they say. But man, you guys were fantastic. So we got big broad spectrum of most everybody puts something on their belt. Hat gets something. Do I have something on my hat here? Yeah, I just have, of course, this Bengal one on mine. Whoops, I got fuzz too. That's not good. Um, so that's so everybody seems like they have some type of an adornment and belts. If you don't have, a lot of them have the fancy belts. Don't put something on because that kind of makes it decorated. Why deflect from the beautiful custom looking belt? And I think that's cool. One of these days, I'm gonna, you know, bite the bullet and get one of those. What are they? 350, $400 belts? Or what they are?
Yeah.
Man, that's a keeper.
They're expensive, but they are nice. The one that Greg Wood done for me a number of years ago, like I said, it's held up. Uh, I actually went with the brown black combination. Black
Mm,
around the edges, has a red and green border that borders out that, and in the center is a brown where all the stamping is. It's really a beautiful belt.
wow.
I've never needed another. I have planned on getting one more just in case for a different style event or whatever, but never have pulled the plug on it because that one is so nice. Now, I want to go back real quick and say
Oh yeah.
hi to Scott Martin Kovich, CostumeMagic.com. He's been under the weather. He was one that said, "Hello, happy Meatloaf Monday." He says, "Anybody want a tumor?" He has been having trouble with some tumors.
Uh,
Uh, got an appointment for this Wednesday to go have more tests done. And so, everyone, please pray for Scott Martin and let's see if we can get those tumors to just disappear.
definitely send positive thoughts and prayers, man. Everybody, please get them taken care of. I mean, really, that's a good luck and recovery.
Got got a couple more coming in here, Randy.
Oh, gotta scroll down then. Sorry about
Ron,
that.
Ron McLam says getting a canvas workshop apron embroidered with Norco Toy Company locally, waiting to see how that comes out.
Oh,
It's
beautiful.
another thing that the guys can do. Always get the workshop aprons for different events. Cooking with Santa, cookies with Santa. If you're doing pet night, the aprons work really well. We have talked about the Christmas tree skirts or the blankets, aprons. I wear an apron a lot of times on pet night that I've had for years. And there's another one there from Bart, Randy,
I ordered my belt from Sword and I love it. Wow,
by
cool.
the sword.
Wow,
That's a new
wow.
one. Where are they out of, Bart? Where's by the sword? That's one I'm
Yeah,
not
by the
familiar
sword. Now,
with.
where are they out of? And did you get to customize it yourself? Tell them what you want.
Fill in the blanks
Curious.
there for us, Bart.
Yeah, it's I'd
Because
order one.
Greg Wood has slowed down. He's not doing the work that he was doing before. He's actually was going to retire a couple of years ago. He had told Barry and myself one time we were supposed to have him on the show, and he wrote us back and said, "Well, there's really no need for me to come on because I'm fixing to retire. I'm fixing to turn, of age to get Social Security and that sort of thing." So he didn't come on the show because of that, but he's still been working. Doing minimal, but still doing a little
Mhm.
bit. But I'm sure his wait list is very long, and his prices have gone considerably in the last two
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I agree, Jackie. I love the workshop look too of Santa. It looks really cool. The I agree, Jackie. That's a cool Santa look with the leather, the
One of
vest
my
and it.
Texas State Santa brothers here in North Texas, me, Doug Wright, says Greg Wood did both my belts and Mrs. Claus belt each. of them was customized. Now, we started off with a Santa Richard belt combo. Carol got the Mrs. Claus. I got the big SC. We still got those belts, but now that Richard has passed on a few weeks ago, I don't know if everyone had heard, but Santa Richard Christie passed on a few weeks back, and so Rick, his son, and daughter Deb had taken over that business, but they sold it 2 years ago, liquidated. Scott Seriton up in Oklahoma City, our partner here on TNL Productions, bought the remaining inventory. He's still got a few pieces left, but he's not really letting go of them. He's hanging on to them. But just want to send our condolences out to Rick, Deb, and all the Christie family for the loss of their father a few weeks back.
Man, it's just that's something I wish we could stop some days. People passing on. It seems like there's been an awful lot this year again. Awful lot. Awful lot.
We have lost a lot this year for sure. Absolutely. Okay, Randy. Well, fantastic question,
Man, thank you
fantastic
guys.
response. Let's go ahead at this point and move on to my question, which is when posting items for sale on any of the Claus Facebook groups, please be careful and read your piece before posting. If you saw where a post offered something new or even new to the industry, and this was a big deal this week, how many of you saw it or not? But just for an example, say a T-shirt, and the site automatically shows in the description for free. A lot of times when you post on these sell sites at the very top, if you don't put a price in, it says free. You've got to be careful and make sure that you include a price on all of your items that you're selling, new or used. There's quite a few sites out there that are selling new and used items. But most of all, put it in the description. If you don't actually find a place to put a price, go ahead and list it in your description because it will save you a lot of trouble in the long run. Uh, I guess my question would be, would you expect or demand that the shirt be free, or would you understand the error that was made?
If if it was new, I'd probably say, hey, look, I understand it's new. There was a mistake made. If it's used, maybe I thought maybe somebody's getting rid of it. I might not demand it, but I
Yeah,
could see I might not. I might put up a little more. Wait a minute! I thought it was free. It's a used shirt. You're just getting, you're passing it on to somebody. If it's
I don't
new,
know how many of you saw this week. It was on several of the big top
yeah,
Facebook groups where this big backwards and forth got started between the seller and a person who saw it when it was first put up and demanded that he give him that shirt for free. And it's a new shirt. These are brand new production shirts that this gentleman has started selling.
wow,
He's a Santa, like I said, and he went in immediately when he realized the mistake from the first person saying, "Hey, is that for free?" And he says, "No, no, no, no. Where'd you get that?" And they said, "Well, it's actually in the heading up there if you'll look, you know." And so he went back in, found a way to fix it, fixed it. But this one Santa saw it, and he was adamant that he wanted his shirt for free, and he belittled the original seller on several groups over and over and over. Finally, some people had to step in, and it got to be a backwards and forth, and other people got involved, and it was a mess. So that's why I posted this question this week. It was definitely a hot topic of the week.
yeah,
But would you hold someone accountable? And I can understand, like you said, Randy, to the interpretation of something used being just given away. Just hear someone else, take and enjoy this as much as I did. But this was a brand new shirt. Like I said, it got ugly, got real ugly, and I don't ever really expect that in the Santa community because of our hearts, what we do, our demeanor. But this one really did get out of hand quick.
yeah. I mean, it's just a mistake. Hey, look, I made a mistake. I didn't put
And he admitted right off the bat that it was a mistake, and no, no, no,
yeah. So
he needed X amount of dollars for these brand new production shirts. So, okay, so Ernie says, understand a mistake. I may ask if it was being given. My comments are coming, it's jumping away from me. Given away, but I would not demand anything for free. Doug Wright says, no, I would assume something listed for sale would come with a cost. I read the post about this and the back and forth. I also sell my custom reindeer keys, so I'm very careful. I also assume there will be a shipping cost. Absolutely. And several people's remedy for the original poster is, okay, go ahead and send him the shirt and designate it as free, but then make up the difference in the shipping cost
shipping, yeah, yeah.
and he won't have a leg to stand on, right? And that was one of the biggest topics for a solution that folks offered in this particular threads. Uh, let's see. This is to you, Angela. I don't know if you saw it there from Bart. Okay, my again, it's scrolling up so fast I can't keep up with it. Let's see. After Doug was Rex. Rex says, "We who should be reflecting the Santa image should be kind, understanding, and forgiving. So need to understand not everyone is upon how social media really works." Very true, Rex. It's a great statement there for sure. Ben says, if you're dealing with a small business and let it go, you're not out anything. Be kind. It's a corporation with 100% of the staff members whose job is to take care of this, then push for free. That makes good sense too, Ben. Jackie says, I'm sorry, should have been enough, and the end of it.
I mean, we're all in the same community. I mean, it's not like you're just alienating almost another brother or sister in red, and that's just not really. That's where you. That's where I think probably the worst part of it is.
Yeah, exactly. Parker says, sounds like someone needs to do some soul searching. That makes me think of Soul Man and the Blues Brothers. Why? Diane, hi, Diane. I would never demand to get it for free. We all make mistakes. Sad this Santa acted like that. And again, I don't know how many of you saw those threads. They were on several groups. But again, it was the same broken record over and over and over. And this Santa just kept trying to put the original poster down. And I mean, it was stupid, is what it was, just plain stupid. That's one of my favorite sayings, by the way. Kimmy says, "Hi, Kimmy. I would ask because I have bought and sold a lot on the Facebook Marketplace, mostly leave it blank to negotiate a price." Good point. Good point. Carl White, hello, Carl. It was an honest mistake. It is unreasonable to get upset about it. I also commonly see items for sale on Facebook with high price. That is clearly a mistake as well. That goes both ways, correct? Ron says it's really sad when a Santa ends on the naughty list. And there was quite a few people putting the Santa that was being ugly about it on the naughty list. So, for certain. All right, fantastic. Well, we know where the Santa community stands. I already knew that before I asked the question, but I thought it was a great topic to bring up, to bring everybody's awareness to the fact that be careful when you're posting things because, again, Facebook or Facebook Market a lot of times just puts free up there if you do not put a price in. So if you're selling something new or used, be sure and get a price in there. Even if it's $1, do it anyway because it could save you some heartache with this backwards and forth bickering that went on this week. All right, Randy. I
Fantastic as
think it's
always.
time.
Our guests and our people that join in, they always have great opinions and great advice. And again, can't thank you guys
This
enough for being a part of it. You really
this
make this
something
segment great.
burger. Of course, the show about nothing, but really about something burger has really turned out to be the highlight of the show when we are able to get all this input from our viewers of how they would handle these situations or what they like as far as topics go, as far as your question today on gloves and adornments. Fantastic. Love everyone's participation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to move along to Santa's Closet.org.
You'll get it out. Don't worry.
I'll get out there one time or another. What do you want to? Okay, here
Maybe
we
not in the right row, but you get all the words out.
go.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, Clauses, before Randy poses this question to you here, let me explain in the fact that there's a lot of empty blanks in this question. Surprise, hey, we've been good at that lately, right? But the second set of dashes or blanks, there's three because there's three words. So if you see three blanks, that means there's three words. All right, Randy, over to you, brother.
Yeah, so put your thinking cap on this one because there are a lot of blanks. I was going to make sure that very clear. Here we go. Can I read this? In blank, the U.S. based company named blank, 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 that's three blanks, created the first official Christmas tree made from blank, blank, used the same machinery that is used in manufacturing blank, blank, but they were dyed green. Wow, that's a big one. In blank, the US-based company named blank, blank, blank created the first artificial Christmas tree made from blank, blank, using the same machinery that is used to manufacture blank, blank, but they dyed it green instead. Wow. Dyed it green, thinking cap. You've got a full thing of blanks there, but it's a cool one. Great.
Yeah, good,
Once you read the
good,
whole
good
sentence
question
when it's
again,
done, it's pretty
as
cool.
always. Pretty cool stuff when you can find these type of questions on the internet and bring them to everyone here. This is something that you may or may not ever use again, but it's a little bit of fun looking it up and finding out the facts. Trivia is fun.
It just it's just
Enjoy
fun.
trivia.
It's just fun to to learn that stuff. It's unique, and
It's
so
challenging with all the empty blanks. Fill in the blanks.
because the read it, the blank blank and the blank blank blank. It's like I'm saying some words
You
I
remember
shouldn't be
back when
saying.
we were in school, Randy, they had achievement test that we had to take each year at the end of the
Yep.
season, achievement test. And that was always multiple choice, A, B, C, or D. But for me, that was harder sometimes than filling in the blanks because at least blanks make sense for them. Choices that they gave you on those achievement tests were just like mind-boggling. You go, well, it could be A, it might be B. Wait a minute, no, C sounds, no, maybe it's D.
See,
So,
my mind would wander, and I just make a
uh-huh.
picture. Oh, I go to this way, then that way. It was terrible. My mind would wander, and so that was always a bad thing. I'm surprised I even got out of elementary school that way. But
Yep.
A, B, C are always D.
For sure. All right, guys, work on that.
Cool. Work
Have
on that.
fun doing it. You can go to one site and find out the answer if you Google it the proper way that it's written. And we'll come back with the correct answer on that here in a bit, as we always do. Moving on at this time, let's do the exit video, and we'll be back on the other side with some news. Got up at Chatterbox News. Of course, we really don't have anything really new to give you here, but we'll run over what we got real quick. Just want to let everyone know that we've been working diligently on the North Pole Cornerstones. That's npcornerstones.com. And our cost of tuition, a lot of the final decisions have been made. We're in the curriculum section where we're actually building the curriculum at this point, working in pairs and whatnot. to develop the curriculum and how we're going to teach it. The teaching portion of this is what's going to be unique. We're going to do things different than Santa Nana's Holiday University has done or Set Bob's has done. Some of the topics may be similar in fashion, but we're definitely mixing up the curriculum and changing it and bringing you some stuff that we have heard over the last year or so from other events that we've been to. Why don't we hear more about this? Why can't we do that? So we're going to try to fill in all those blanks for everyone. And this is February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2024, San Antonio, Texas. Marriott Northwest, that's at I-410, the loop around San Antonio and Interstate 10 on the northwest side. We're going to go down to the Riverwalk, chartering buses to take us down there, commercial buses. Going to ride the riverboats together as a group, singing Christmas carols. Going to be a lot of fun. So for more information, go over to npcornerstones.com and just browse through the website there. It's got all kinds of cool information constantly being updated. And we are so excited for this 3-day event. Fresh, new, innovative curriculum presented by 5 experienced instructors. Rex Ray, who is joining us today, as always, Hall of Famer. Deanna Golden, Judith Broderick, Chrissy Kovic, and myself. And Scott Seriton is also in on this. He is our logistics expert. That's doing all the legwork as far as the hotel, sound, lighting, those sort of things. So fantastic. Check it out. Over to Randy for the Master Claus Academy. And we do have a little bit news there again on the scholarship.
Yeah. We, of course, then coming up in March is the Master Claus Academy down in Columbus, Ohio, March 22nd and 23rd with Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen. Incredible two-day event. Just going to be phenomenal. You get those two guys together. Well, they're going to have each going to have their own separate day, but they're not just talented Santa, they're talented entertainers. And that's what we are as entertainers. And that's what our job is, to be the best entertainers we can for the children, for the parents, everything else. And between Jeff and Lee, man, incredible. They will it'll be a phenomenal weekend. And of course, we're doing a scholarship here that's going to pay for the tuition, the $275 for the tuition for the weekend. From Bob Randyl and Company live here. We're going to do that. I've got a couple actually essays already in. It's fantastic. I've got a couple already in, and we put them aside in my folder. I'm not looking at them. I'm not judging anyway. But once I get a few in, I'll start numbering, and then we're going to get with 3 judges, and nobody's going to know who they are. They're just going to read them, and they're going to pick the best essay to get that scholarship to the Master Claus Academy. It's going to be fantastic. Great weekend. Man, talk about a wham bam year to begin with. February, Cornerstones, and then March there. Wow.
2 total separate portions of the country, Northeast and Central, I guess you would call, in Ohio, far South Texas, and San Antonio. So if you can't make one, or you can't make the other, or you can make both, how cool is that?
Incredible. I mean, that's why there's so many great things offered by professionals in this business. They're giving their time, they're giving their education, they're giving their talents, so we can all be better. I mean, you can't miss them. You've got take time to go see one. So, and
yeah, for sure. And then you throw Branson in. July 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, 4 full days of curriculum. Keynote instructor there again is going to be the Santa Mac, the entertainer that he is, Jeff McMullen, professional clown, professional Santa, Crinkle University, and there is limited seats for the 2024 session. Only one session this year. The 2-week was clearly a big success for Spangle and crew. But it was just, boy, I tell you, it was too much. So he's gone back to just one class. It fills up. So that means if you want to go and you're sitting on the fence, you better get off and get in there and at least get your down payment put into Tanya Lay at Branson Ticket and Travel, Travel, and reserve your seat, because there's not very many left.
Basically, all 3 of these events, Cornerstones, and Masterclass and SO, they're all about 80% full already.
Yeah, yeah. I
They're
mean,
pretty close
it's
to that already booked. So if you're thinking about them, make your decision and take that money from the holiday time and go and make one, two, whatever you three you can go to. But most of them, there's three huge, amazing classes, and I think they're all about 80% booked already. So don't miss out.
I suspect that they all three will be sellouts this
Oh
year.
yeah,
And let's think back. Let's go back in time a little bit, pre-COVID. And you heard so many times these guys that would say, "I've been Santa for 20 years, never been to a school. I don't need no stinking school." But COVID hit, and folks realized that there was more to the Claus community. It kind of was an eye opener in so many different ways. And I think that was one of the things that a lot of folks started to see was the value of not only just the schools and the learning opportunity that the schools presented, but the camaraderie, the sharing of ideas, the sitting in the break room late at night eating cobbler and ice cream, sitting in the lobby at a convention, late
priceless.
nights after everybody else is, all the event has closed up and you're still not ready to go to your room, sitting around, the things that you share, the stories you tell. And it kind of brings us to a point that I wanted to make was tomorrow night's guest, Lauren Jensen, uh, Rex said, and myself, but Rex spent more time with him than I did in Gatlinburg, listening to his stories. And then again this last week at Rick Rosenthal's school over in Atlanta, Rex and Lauren got together and sat and chatted for quite some time. And Rex says, man, if you can make tomorrow night show, make it, because the things that Lauren has put together in his mind for backstories and the detail. I can tell you one at one point he mentions that he's got 75 components built into his
Yeah.
backstory. So again, the things you learn when you're not actually in class, but the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, uh, becoming lifelong friends with folks that you may not know. You may be Facebook friends, but how many of the 3 or 4 or 5 thousand folks you have as friends on Facebook do you really know? You know
Right,
of
right.
them,
You know
but
of
do you
them.
really know them? Do you really get to know them personally on a personal level? And that's what these schools do. Not only do you learn a lot in the curriculum, but then it's everything beyond that adds in. And with the Spangle way of doing things nowadays that Ben has adapted and we've adapted to the North Code Cornerstones is all inclusive. Try to get as much in the tuition as possible. Make it where as an event, we can do discounts. We can negotiate discounts for large numbers.
Right.
That's the advantage on that side of it. But the real advantage, again, is what you learn from your brothers and sisters when you get together, come together, and share fellowships, share stories.
I mean, it's priceless what you can not just learn from your fellow when you're chit chatting at a coffee in the morning or late night. Or I mean, it's not just priceless. It's just is it then you leave and you've got that stronger connection with them. I mean, a lot of time we see us this big on the screen. Oh, I know who that is. Or like you said, Bob, we had a Facebook friend. But man, when you get to see them there, Santa or Mrs. Claus or an elf, whoever it is. Like Phineas, man, I was so glad to meet Mike at the from Toronto. I only saw him on his little screen all the time, and I got to meet him at the CPW, and man, at Jingle Joy, it's like, man, it's just like, yeah, I want to get, I mean, I don't live that far from Canada, but just go over and hang out because we share the same bond in this industry, so we're automatically linked together. Then we start talking about stuff. It's
Just across the border from each other,
yeah,
but yet so far away.
right.
And that brings me to another thought, Randy. We talk about, and you're talking about the little small pictures, even the avatar pictures or whatever you want to call it, our profile pictures, I guess
Profile
is the
pictures.
proper term to use, that we have on Facebook. A lot of guys, for instance, when I first met Gordon was using a photo of himself from 20 years before. And when I finally met him in person, I didn't know it was Gordon when I walked up to him because he had changed in 20 years from what his
Yeah,
profile picture looked like. So even if you think you know someone, Carol and I and Rex and Deanna and Lenny, Deanna's husband Kim, and we worked the check-in table, for Spangles deal, and people were coming in. I thought I knew everybody. I looked at the list, and I thought, oh yeah, I know every one of these people coming this year. But when they stand in front of you, sometimes you don't recognize them because of the difference in the pictures that they use on Facebook. So get to know your brother closets,
Man,
your sister closets.
man,
Build that relationship, things that you can carry on for the rest of your life,
it's
and
a wonderful
we're
feeling.
all
I
better.
mean, you
We're all
can.
better. We're all better for it. So
We're like the saying is from Maps. We're better together,
yeah,
and that's what we always
better
got to
together.
remember. And we are. We make
All
each one of
right.
us better.
Speaking of maps, let's go ahead and get into previewing the Tuesday Night Live upcoming guests and shows. Tomorrow night, as I mentioned, Lauren Jensen, round two. That's right, storytelling and his backstory as Santa. Going to be a fantastic night. Worked late on the script last night and got her finished up, and excited to be able to bring him back on for a second time to finish what he started. And he even told me this week, speaking with him, he says, "Well, hey, I've got more. Maybe you'll have me back for round three." So early next year, we may bring him back for round three. We'll see how tomorrow night goes. All
Yeah,
right,
we had
and then
we had a
the next one, Diane Bean. Diane's with us today. Good to have Diane on. She's a brand new Mrs. Claus. She went to Spangles School of Santas this year. I had the opportunity and the privilege and honor of just stepping out in the hallway with her a few times and sitting and chatting. And she is so much a sponge right now. And so we're going to get a perspective from a brand new Mrs. Claus that's been to a school and see what she can tell us about what she took away from School of Santas, what she's been able to learn with research, with making friends with other folks and talking with them. This is kind of what we were talking about a moment ago. This is going to be a good example of that. Jumping on over to Elizabeth and Tracy Rouge. Uh, Again, second year Santa and Mrs. Claus, they have like, if you met them and you see what they're doing, if you go over to their Facebook page and check them out, you'd think they've been doing it for 10, 15 years. Fantastic. Randy, pick it up from there.
Yeah, then we go the September 19th, the middle of September already, is Cherry Hill. Of course, Becky and Ruby will be here to tell us all about what they have and those holes they need to be filled by Santas and Mrs. Clauses and elves and everything else that they have throughout the season, because they employ what 11, 1,200 Santas throughout the season.
And
So
they do still have some good chairs open.
yeah, so they'll be here
They're been,
to talk about that, and it always
and
refreshes us
folks,
about what is expected from a agency also, which is always good
yeah,
to get that
yeah,
perspective.
folks retiring and you know, guys that are stepping away from the chair, they get, after a number of years, you kind of get that wall burnout or chair burnout. You want to do something different, or for various reasons. So there is some good openings still left.
And that's so that'll be the 19th. The 26th is Bob Churchwell, Santa Babo. Hope I finally get this right. From
Well,
Burlington, Colorado. Babo.
Bubba, I had it wrong. I had actually, after last week when you and I was going through this list, and I realized I had an A where the first O is, and I thought, well, that's wrong. Went back and checked, and it's Bobo. So we finally
Okay,
got it
I'm
correct. Sorry
I'm
about that, Bob. Bob's on with us today.
it's
Another
but
fairly new Santa. Got a lot of really, really cool stuff that he learned in Branson also. They're in Branson with us, and looking forward to seeing Bob soon.
and then I can't believe it's already. And then you've got the next one is October 10th. We've got Santa Kenny Blair, a diverse Santa, professional Santa, incredible. He looks amazing. I was looking at some of his sites the other day, and it's like I was thinking, like, wait a minute, I don't remember Santa Blair. But then I went, and it's like he's got a lot of really cool stuff he's going to talk about and show us, because he's
Yeah, his extensive costuming is what's crazy. Like I mentioned last
very
week, he's
cool.
got an exclusive seamstress, and this woman is phenomenal. If she would open up her services to the Santa community, she would probably get booked up for years to come quickly, because Kenny's got some really cool, unique stuff that he's designed. That his ideas taken to her, and she's been able to implement them.
So
Beautiful
that
stuff.
yeah, I didn't last week. It's like I'm saying, like, think about Santa Blair. I don't, and then I look, like, wow, yeah, that's why I had to look him up, guys. It's very, very unique, and I wish I had a
And,
seamstress like that.
and
I
a
mean, I do.
quality person, head football and baseball coach in the Oklahoma Public Schools. Everyone speaks about his leadership, and those who know him as Santa Kenny have high regards for him.
That's, And then this is crazy. Okay,
This is the
guys,
new one.
this is crazy. I hope everybody's sitting down there because this is really a special one that's going to be coming out October 17th. You ready? The real, yes, folks, the real Santa Claus will be here on October 17th. So please.
We are super stoked about this one.
It's going to be,
not only is he hard to get in touch with, but his schedule, of course, he had to check with Bernard and Mrs. Claus, and they had to shuffle some things around because we had already built up the season pretty much and been working on this one for a season and a half. We was able to push everything back a week. We're going into the first weekend of November this year. Normally we're done before the end of October with our shows. We made room for this one. This is a special guest.
Santa, the real Santa is going to be here, guys, on Tuesday Night Live on October 17th. Don't miss. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun.
But what we did find out, though, he does take a regular nap every afternoon. It's the only way he can carry on after all these years. And his busy schedule, putting up with those pesky elves in the workshop, Mrs. Claus's kitchen, the North Pole Library, the North Pole Post Office. He went through a lot of stuff with us. And he has to have a nap. And so we've actually scheduled a time for him to be waking up from his nap. So we're going to wake him up from his nap to catch up on the happenings at the North Pole. Going to be a fantastic show.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be so you guys are going to love it. Seriously. And again, we all know what it is, everybody. It's free. Remember, guys. And that's it's not just free. It's fun. It's educational. It's a connection to the community. It really is. It's not just because it's free. It's because I mean you're building knowledge, you're building friendships, you're building everything else. But boy, it's free. It even makes it better. Even makes it better. And I'm going to demand it being free, Bob. I'm going to demand this being free. You put up free, Bob. Remember that. You put up free. I demand it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's hey.
You forgot to put up a dollar amount.
We won't dispute that one. All right, so the only date that we have not listed on here is October 3rd. October 3rd, we have been working on a couple of different things, just trying to confirm, make sure we get that spot filled. And the season is carries on from the 17th, which we've talked about the last couple of weeks with the roundtable event that we had last year, third annual this year, the third annual Halloween show, and the third annual in the season kickoff to Christmas. And gosh, it doesn't seem like it's possible, but we're not that far away from the end of the season and starting our regular seasonal job as Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. So fantastic. Fun. Can't wait. Gonna be exciting. All right, Randy, let's give that trivia answer out and see if we had a winner this week.
Let's see if we got a winner. Everybody, here we go. We're going to say the question first again. In blank, the U.S.-based company named blank, blank, blank created the first official Christmas tree made from blank, blank, using the same machinery that it used to manufacture blank, blank, but they dyed it green. All righty. The first answer is in 1930. That's right. In 1930, the U.S. company the name of the company is Addis Brush. It's Addis Brush Company. And it was made from brush bristles, from Folder Brush.
Yeah.
It wasn't Folder Brush, it was Addis Brush. That was a different company, was Folder Brush, right?
Right.
The weirdest thing was, this is the end one, guys, that manufactured, but they dyed them green. It was made from toilet brushes.
Toilet brushes. That was the most intriguing part about it. To think
that's the weirdest thing.
Toilets have something in common.
Let's hope they all were clean before they die, But yeah, it's in 1930, the U.S.-based company named Addis Brush Company created the first artificial Christmas tree made from brush bristles, using the machinery they used to manufacture toilet brushes. Wow.
Pretty cool. And of course, now I didn't give this hint out. I could have given this, which may have saved some folks a little bit of trouble finding it. But this is according to the University of Illinois, the same source we used last week. Uh, Thought it was pretty cool when I saw this last week. I'd already chosen the trivia questions for Monday and Tuesday. So I thought, well, I'm going to put this one on for next week. So we brought this one back up from the University of Illinois. This was a study that they did, and pretty cool answers. And Angela, do we have a winner?
Yes, it was Ray Bradshaw.
Ray Bradshaw up here in Denton, Texas. How about that, Ray? Good job, man.
Congratulations, Ray. Great.
Yeah. Good job, good job, good job. Well, all right. That was pretty magical, but I don't think there's anything as magical as Randall Santa Checker Lee and his magical moments. So here, let's do the lead in, and we'll be right back with Randy and magical moments.
Hi, everybody. Again, welcome to Magical Moments, everybody. I want to thank you again for joining us. Of course, always thank you for joining us here on Bob Randyl and Company every Monday with Angela and Bob and everybody. I can't be any more blessed to thank you folks for being a part of it. But this is something that I actually use throughout the year in my entertainment and magic shows for birthday parties and whatever, a bunch of events. And I've kind of been moving my hand around. And I don't know if you folks have noticed some things that I have on my hand. That's a little Santa Claus and a Christmas tree. It's something that I think is something that's a great thing to do for a Mrs. Claus or whatever, is actually glitter tattoos. They're very inexpensive and they look cool as can be. There's so many different varieties you can do. Like I said, I have a Santa Claus on my hand and a Christmas tree, and there's a candy cane and everything else. It's something that's very easy to do. In fact, I'm going to take 2 seconds here and I'm going to do one for you right on camera. I'm going to take the Christmas tree. Take it. This is probably the hardest part, taking the paper off, really. I probably should have separated it at a time. There we go. That goes there. You'll see how easy it is. And you put that, I'm going to put it on my hand to make it a little easier to see. So this is that easy for Mrs. Claus to do. You put that on there. You peel off the paper. So now you've got a little stencil. Quick and easy for children. And of course, because it's glittery, of course, boys, girls, they love it. You then take a little bit of glue. Glue. And it's just a very easy glue to put on. Quick and easy. Glitter. We love glitter. Just going to put a little on the tree here. Just takes how.
Hold your hand up a little bit more, Randy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
How fast it goes on. There's that, and we'll put a little red for the top here, just to make it easy. Just to put a little bit there like that. Just there. That's all you do. Now, how quick that is, you just take a little, and you kind of pat it in for a moment. Pat it in. And then, boom, peel it off, and you have a nice little glitter tattoo. It's something very quick, very easy, very inexpensive. There's all kinds, of course, you can get all kinds of different varieties throughout the year. It doesn't have to be Christmas only. Here's spiders and Halloween stuff, but it's a great thing to add to your home visit, or if you're doing a company party and they don't want cookies, or Mrs. Claus needs something to do. Man, glitter tattoos are just fantastic. And of course, they just wash off with soap and water. But it takes that quick. You saw how quickly they are to go on, and you don't have to be an artist because all the artwork's done for you, and all kinds of colors. You can get any colors you want of the rainbow. So, but it's a wonderful thing to add to your to purchase. Of course, then an upsell for you and Mrs. Claus, or Mrs. Claus doing an order, or of course, if you go as an elf out there, it's even better. That's why I do it so many times as a clown or checker, because it's a tattoo thing, and of course, tattoos are cool now. Of course, and glitter are really, really cool. but it's just something. My idea. I thought, let's talk about something totally different instead of magic. Let's talk about something that Mrs. Claus might be able to do, or Santa can do them, or like I said, an elf can do them, as an add-on and upcharge that you can sell yourself a little bit more. And like I say every time I talk, we all know Santa, we all know Mrs. Claus, but you want to sell yourself as Santa and Mrs. Claus. You want to sell yourself as the elf. You want to be different than the Santa that lives down the street. I didn't know there was a Santa that lives in my complex. He did just pass away last year, but I didn't know. I moved in and Mrs. Claus is here. I didn't even know I had one here. That's crazy. But I want to be a little different. We all want to be a little different. So we want to sell yourself. So if you can offer something that's a little cool, give it a shot. It's called Glitter Tattoos. They're fun. They're inexpensive. Just glittertattoo.com. I don't, glitter body art. I don't make any money on it. It's just something that I do make money on it when I do sell it to my customers. And like my oldest daughter does it quite a bit. She just booked 2 more things for Christmas doing them. So to come, and she'll dress up as an elf, and she'll come and do in the background while I'm sitting in the chair doing a city tree lighting. I don't know, 12th, 15th year, whatever it is. She goes there and she does glitter tattoos for the 3 hours, and I become Santa. So it's something good to add. So again, thank you very much. If you need any more information, I can put the website on the page if you'd like. Again, thank you so much. I cannot be any more blessed and thankful for each and every one of you for being a part of this community and to be a part of Tuesday Night Live and Bob Randall Company. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Without you folks, it would have been a rough road. So thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you, guys. Stay safe.
Everyone loves you too, Randy. I got to say, man, that's pretty cool. To be able to do those as quick and turn out and fun. Great point that you brought to us today. I think a lot of folks will probably reach out and grab some of those. That's a fun event that you can do anywhere, mall, outdoor event, indoor event. There's no limitation to where you can use that at, for sure. Great job as always. Well, we got something a little bit new for you today.
Cool.
We've got a new segment here that I want to bring to everyone's attention. It's a sneak peek into Santa's Toy Catalog 2023. As professional Clauses, Santa's Mrs. Clauses, the one thing that we've got to be an expert on is toys. We're toy makers. That's what the children ask for. The majority of the gifts are toys that they want each year. You should be schooled in what is new for the seasons coming up. A lot of us know about Barbies and G.I. Joes and Hot Wheels, from the past, our own childhood. But as time has gone on, new toys come out each year. And I found a site that actually is one of the top expert sites that on the web that actually the hottest new toys for 2023. Now, to give a little bit of backstory here, this is a segment that I'm not actually going to do. We have hired a brand new elf for the Bob Randall and Company live preview show right here. Her name is Annabelle. Her father, Phineas, and her mother, Mary Bell, Chatterbox, started Chatterbox News for us. They're a couple of our correspondents, but they actually go all the way back to the North Pole, the North Arctic Gazette. And Phineas was the founder of that. It's been around for hundreds of years. And that's what Santa and Mrs. Claus watches to stay caught up on the happenings. So at this point, I'm going to let Angela run the lead in, and then we'll be back on the other side. I said, Annabelle, she comes from a long line of folks that's been in the industry for years, and this was something she actually submitted a little resume to us, and I looked at it. I said, she's perfect for this job idea that we've had, and so we're going to try to debut 2 new toys each week for the rest of the season here, and I'm going to turn it over and let Annabelle describe to you guys what she's come up with for this week.
This is a sneak peek into Santa's Toy Catalog 2023. Each week on the Bob, Randyl and Company live show, we'll highlight 2 new toys from top expert sites in the industry. This week, let's look at what is sure to be a hit with children. Those who saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie this spring or a fan of the Mario Nintendo series will jump at the chance to bring their favorite game into the real world. Part of LEGO's Super Mario Adventures line, this set lets children use LEGO bricks to build out an ice level, complete with a flipperist that shoots ice balls, a snowman whose head can be knocked onto a Koopa Troopa, and a baby penguin who needs some fruit. This works best for those who already have a LEGO Super Mario Adventures starter course, and they have them for Mario, Luigi or Peach, which comes with a figure with screens in its eyes and belly that can react to the levels in real time. The figures also connect to the LEGO app, which will keep track of how many coins were collected. This game is rated for children of ages 7+. Now let's look at our second toy for this week. The Squishmallow toy that Santa saw asked for by children over and over at Christmas visits last year. This is sure to be a big hit in 2023. The Big Fat Yarn Squishmallows Accessories Bundle Kit combined finger knitting with Squishmallows to get the ultimate fun activity. This kit teaches you how to make cute and stylish accessories for your favorite 8-inch or 10-inch Squishmallows, which are not included. Not only can you make all of these fun accessories without any knitting needles or other tools, but the ultra soft yarn is the perfect addition to your ultra squishy stuffed friends. Each kit comes with instructions on how to make a headband, crossbody bag and hoodie for your Squishmallow, as well as 2 balls of soft yarn. When you are done with one project, take the entire thing apart and make the other project. Getting into the groove of finger knitting is easy as 1, 2, 3, finger knit, customize, and repeat. Plus, if you're more of a visual learner, you can hop online and watch the step-by-step video tutorials. The Squishmallow Big Fat Yarn Kit is rated for all children ages 6 and over. That is a look at 2 of the toys that are expected to be on many children's wish list for Santa Claus in the 2023 Christmas season. Elf Annabelle thanking you for joining us for our first sneak peek into Santa's toy catalog and our review of just 2 of the new toys for this year. I'll see you all next week with 2 more hot new toys and overviews that are expected to be big on children's Santa wish list. Annabelle saying, Namari, or for those not familiar with our Elvish language. Goodbye.
Wow. I love it. Oh my goodness, no way. That
She
was
is good. She is really good.
fantastic.
She really done her homework, done her research, and she's fun to work with. I enjoyed working with her very much so, and
Wow.
that's something new for us. Something to uh to educate us all on the toys that a lot of the children may be asking for this year. Those are 2 of the top ones. Of course, the first Lego Super Mario Philibus Snow Adventure set is Amazon's choice for top toy for 2023. And of course, we're all familiar with Squishmallows after last year's demand by so many. And this little bundle accessory kit where they can finger make the accessories, really cool. I think, like I said, I think that she's hit
Wow.
on something there. And of course, once ages 7 and above, the Squishmallows was ages 6 and above. So the only negative reviews that I saw that she submitted to me was that she said that a couple of the Big Fat Yarn Squishmallows, parents said that the instructions weren't as good as they could be. But hey, I think we find that out about almost anything nowadays that you buy.
Have you ever
You know.
tried to build an IKEA dresser? So don't even. Yeah, I think they're fine.
Yeah, I think so. So, all right, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I
Man.
hope you learned a little bit of something there, and hope that Annabelle can continue to deliver each week because I think she's on something there. I really do. All right. Do we have any questions for Randall, myself, Angela?
Yes.
Got 4 starred up here. Let me go back and click on those.
Yeah, Rex Ray. Rex Ray says, Senator Lee, I said I got notice from Memo Magic. The 8-foot candy cane and special bag is on its way from shipping from Santa Pro Magic. Added an infinity mirror to the bottom of the bag. Thank you, brother, for sharing. You're welcome, Ray. Thank you. I'm glad it's going to work for you. That's so cool. That's cool. So cool. I agree, Ted. Love the new segment. It might keep me from roaming the toy shelves this year. Yeah, it kind of looks kind of funny. We go up and down. We go up and we go to Target and we walk around. But I mean, the best thing to do is to watch Saturday. I mean, DVR it if you have to. Any Nickelodeon or any kids Disney Channel, whatever. You're going to see all those things, or keep any folder from any of your local department stores or stores. So always go through them. Always keep them and get to know what's coming up. I think this is gonna be phenomenal. I love her voice. She's sweet. She's cute sounding. It'll be fantastic. But get to know your toys. And I agree with who the Facebook user is I miss Toys R Us catalog. Actually,
Parker.
I miss the toys, the J.C. Penney, the Sears Roebuck, and the Montgomery Ward's Christmas catalog that came out when I was a child. Those were the best. You just wore them out, looking page by page and circling your favorite. But now it's different. The children just bring their phone and scroll. This is what I want for Christmas. This is what I want, and instead of not as many are glued and to a sheet of paper anymore. But
I still get a number of those each year, or just the ads in general where they've got them circled. And the funny part about that is they've usually got 2 or 3 items on each page, and maybe 10 or 12 or 15, 20 pages. And you're trying to run through them as quick as you go. Oh yeah, you're going to love that. Oh, that is so much fun. I remember when, and trying to keep them excited about what they've asked for. Of course, then you get to the end, you kind of have to break the bubble and say, but Santa can only bring you just a couple, 3 of those. So,
what are your top 3?
Work on which ones you want the most, and we'll see what we can do, type of thing.
I had a hard time years ago about knowing about those TV shows. Like I didn't know who Peppa Pig was. I didn't know who Bluey was. You better watch your cartoons too to get to know, because they want a Bluey toy. What's a Bluey toy? So
another good way to stay caught up on things. Ray Bradshaw put up the toysrus.com website. Because Parker had said that he missed his Toys R Us catalog, so that's been put in there. What else did we have up here? Anything? Oh, there is definitely I guess you'd say 3 places inside of a department store, grocery store, whatever you want to consider, where you're going to find Santa. That is, of course, the cookie or candy aisle, right? The toy aisle, and the hair care aisle.
Definitely the hair care aisle. That's probably more than the other 2.
That's where you're going to find Santa. If you go to the store, look on those aisles, and usually there's a Santa standing somewhere looking at something there. White hair, long white hair, bearded, jolly gentleman standing there looking.
I've already made my thought about when I'm going to be going to Sally's to get all those special things. Get the protein for the hair, get this for the hair, get that. Oh my goodness. And I'll just
that's another very educational place. You go there, you look at all the shelves, and you see all the different things, and you kind of, your head's spinning. And of course, you grab one of those little ladies that they've got working here that's got a name badge on, and boy, she can start telling you, well, I recommend this and I recommend that. And I've had people tell me this about this, and oh no, don't use that one. Oh, I hope they don't hear me say that. I'm going to get fired if I do. But it's always fun to go to Sally's. Always.
Yeah. Santa's hangout, Sally's. Who said that? Somebody said Santa's hangout, Sally's. It is kind of weird. What can I do to help condition my hair?
I'm going to give you one guess.
I knew it had to be Scott.
One guess on who that was. That's right.
Yeah, I should have known.
Parker. All right, guys. I'll tell you what, it's been a fun show. As always, man, I enjoy these shows so much, more and more. I look forward to Mondays. Used to, when we were in our working days of working at 5 to 9, or for most of us who didn't work normal hours, as myself, always had weird jobs with weird hours. But, Mondays was always the most dreaded day of the week for me. You work hard Monday through Friday. Friday nights you go out. Saturday and Sunday you're busy doing family things, or different things. For me, it was going to the racetracks and doing different things, and then boy, you get in bed late on Sunday night, and the last thing you want is Monday morning to roll around. I hated Monday mornings, but you know what? I have come to love Mondays because of the Bob Randall and Company live preview show that we do here on Monday now. I look forward to it. Gets me up, gets me going. I'm always excited. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Randy, you are the best,
You
man.
guys. Thank you
Thank you so
guys.
much
Thank
for being
Ditto,
part of
Bob.
this.
Ditto, ditto.
And we want to hope that everyone enjoyed our new segment today. I definitely enjoyed the glitter. Trivia question was pretty cool too. Got some cool guests coming up. The real Santa Claus. Don't forget about him. Looking forward to that one. All right, Randy. Thank you so much, man. And
Bye,
thanks
guys.
everyone
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Hope to see you back here Monday. Remember, tomorrow night we got Lauren Jensen, part 2, backstories. And it's
Free! Woohoo! The favorite F word.
thanks everyone. See you later.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thank you. Don't forget YouTube.
Oh, yeah.